So there's that feeling when you read a summary of a book or a movie or a series. Then you see the trailer, you see the snippets, you see all of these commercials about that movie or series, and then you get to see more of the previews, and it gets you hyped up, it gets you excited. And then when you actually sit down and see and watch the movie or read the book, something doesn't sit right. Like all of those expectations that you built up throughout the hype of the commercials, the marketing stuff, it just doesn't match up. Like all of these things didn't really match up to what your expectations were.
그럼 저 다 나은 건가요?
그건 아니고.
Today I'm going to talk about those expectations that were really not met in the supernatural genre. Mystical Pop-Up Bar is a Korean drama series that focuses on a pop-up bar that pop-ups anywhere in the city mystically one night, then goes away the other night. It's really nice that the concept is kind of really geared into sort of a mysterious haunted house kind of theme, but then again it's a pop-up bar that actually helps people get over their insecurities, their issues in life through eating and being in a bar and drinking, and that's nice. The concept, I like it. But my expectations of the drama was the fact that every episode was focused on the customer. Like maybe on the first episode it's about a girl, then the next episode is about another guy. First episode maybe focused on love, and then the second episode maybe focused on the career of a man. It's just crazy. I wanted something different every time, every episode.
본인들한테 숨기고 싶은 얘기일 수도 있는데 제가 멋대로 끄집어낸다는 게 좀 미안하기도 하고.
Kangbei has this power that whenever people touch him, they spill the beans. They tell him everything about their desires, their hidden fears, all of these personal feelings they just let out. Now, the story focuses on Kangbei, on how he is troubled by this power, how his life doesn't move forward, doesn't progress, because he is scared to touch people. Now, I get that reference that feels like Rogue from the X-Men, but there's just no feelings right there. It just feels like Rogue is without the yearning of feeling touched or being loved. If you take that out, you're basically an empty shell of someone who just has powers and has issues. I wanted something more out of the character rather than his power issues, but I don't really get to see that at the first episode, where I should have felt something for the character because he is one of the main characters aside from Wolju, but I really didn't get that. I get that Wolju is the main character of the story, but I just didn't relate to her as much. There's something about a strong personality, a strong character, versus about someone just angry. I feel like she is an angry spirit and she has anger management issues, and I didn't really latch on to a character that's very angry all the time. It just didn't feel like I connected. So that in itself was very subjective. Look into the first episode. You might actually like this story, but after the first episode, it was nice. It was great. Storyline was actually okay, but my expectations, my connections, it just didn't really match up to what it is. So this is dropped. Girl from Nowhere is a Thai horror drama series released in 2018. According to a summary I found online, Nano, the girl from nowhere, has the ability to actually bring about the hypocrisies in everyone and just reveal it to the public. I like the hypocrisy part because the first episode showed to us a pedophile teacher who sexually harasses his students. Now, towards the end, Nano gets kind of crazy, reveals all of the teacher's bad habits, videos, all of these sexual stuff are brought into the public. And I like how vengeful she is in kind of weird way. Also, when we get to the second episode, she laughs really crazy. That laugh from the first episode, we get to see that more on the second episode. And it's kind of intense, weird, and kind of really feeling horror and suspenseful. And I really like that.
ก็ทำเหมือนที่เคยทำไง
I Now, when I was watching the first episode, what I picked up on it was the fact that the camera movement gave me a bit of dizziness. I didn't really like how they move the camera a lot, especially on the scenes where the teacher is getting confused, he's scared, and all of these things are happening so wrong with his life, with the way he wanted to do things, the way he wants to abuse his students. It's not going his way. And then I was really gripped into the story and I want to see more. And then the camera movements really made me dizzy. And I said to myself, maybe this is just the first episode. And true enough, it was just in the first episode. The next episode was really good. It was really well. And it was really into the students, into what's happening, into the rape scenes when they rape Nano and all those really hard-hitting stuff. But then at the end, I was kind of questioning it because it wasn't really a satisfactory end. The way it was satisfactory in the first episode was that the pedophile teacher was arrested, his secrets were brought into life, but on the second episode, nothing was brought into light. They weren't really given the just desserts that they deserved, and I felt like, why was it like that? First and foremost, we see that Nano was exacting vengeance, kind of like the Hell Girl of the anime. The students who committed a crime didn't really get the just desserts that they deserved. I was actually looking for some sort of justice or some sort of vengeance, but at the end, Nano was just pestering them. She was just bugging them. There wasn't really a satisfactory ending that I saw in the first episode towards the episode 2. Now when we get to episode 3, things really fall apart because at the first couple of scenes, we see Nano instigate the crime. She was the driving influencer for the students to make a mistake. It wasn't a fact where she just witnessed it. It was more of she pushed everyone to make that mistake. And I didn't really like that because she was influencing in a bad way. I thought at the start she was a vengeance demon, but then again, she's more of like a really bad demon who pushes people to do things. I don't know. It's just really completely illogical. I know it's a supernatural flake, it's a supernatural series, and I don't know, when you're doing a storytelling, you kind of want to feel like, where's the logic? You want to tap onto the logic that makes sense and make it more believable. It is a supernatural, it is, hard to believe that there is someone like that. So at the very least, they could have made everything else make more sense, but we didn't really see that. The Untamed is a Chinese drama series that revolves around two soulmate cultivators who discovers a series of mysteries to tie up to an event, a tragic event in the past. It is based off on a Xianxia novel. So basically, Xianxia is a genre in Chinese that is kind of like folklore, mythology, Buddhism, Taoism, all of these mysterious stuff that is tied into the Chinese culture.
是不声不响，问也不问，害我一点准备也没有。
Because of all this Chinese folk religion, mythos, and all of these traditional elements, I felt more compelled to actually watch this, finish this, and enjoy this because it's very, very supernatural and I like that. But when I get into the first episode, when I see the first clips, the first scene, I read through the subtitles, I didn't really get the story. Now, I tried my best to actually look at the first episode, watch the first episode closely and really read and try to understand what the hell is going on. But towards that hour of me like looking through, reading carefully, I didn't really get it. Nothing made sense. The character names didn't make sense. Whatever the magic is going on, the supernatural laws of the whole world, I didn't get it. Like, there is something wrong with the storytelling, but the way it was interpreted, the way it was given to me, that I was showed, it feels like it's assuming that I've read the novel it was based off on, or I've read a clip before that gives me the pointers, the glossary terms of all of the things they're talking about because nothing really made sense. The way they introduced the characters, the way the story was introduced, the character plot, the conflict, everything didn't make sense. I was really trying my best to understand it and it just doesn't make sense. Maybe for someone who speaks Chinese, they can understand this, but for someone like me who's just relying on the subtitles, it's kind of really hard to understand. I fast forwarded to the couple of episodes and just maybe see I could understand maybe the episode 8, episode 10, maybe. But when I was actually into it, jumping into the middle, it just didn't really help. It just feels like I'm still lost in translation. So, yeah. If you found this video helpful and enjoyable, do give me a like. If you want to see more reviews of Asian drama TV series and films in the future, definitely hit that subscribe button and that bell button to get you more notifications when my videos actually come. I leave you with my favorite scene. Actually, there's really not a favorite scene. That's it.